In this video, we're going to talk about trauma, what it is, what it looks like, and how to seek help if you have been through a traumatic experience. This video is not intended to be a substitute for talking to a counselor. Instead, it is here to help you recognize symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder so that if you or someone you know struggles with these things, you'll be able to contact a counselor for help. You should never be ashamed to talk to a therapist or counselor. It is normal to receive mental health care treatment in the U.S. After explaining what trauma is and how to watch for symptoms of PTSD, we'll tell you how to seek help and what to expect if you decide to talk to a counselor. Trauma refers to a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. Sometimes trauma comes from a single event, and sometimes it builds over time if a person is placed under constant stress or fear. Often we try to bury the memories of these experiences so we do not have to think about how painful or frightening they were. Sadly, this does not make them go away. It is not good to ignore these feelings or pretend that they do not exist. If you have been through a traumatic experience, you may suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, which just means that what you went through affected you in a very serious way. People are different, and we all experience things in different ways. Just because someone else is fine does not mean that you should be. In the same way, something that hurts your friend very badly might not have the same effect on you. Do you think you or someone you know may be suffering from PTSD? Here are some things to look for. If you have ever experienced or witnessed events that cause you intense or prolonged fear, helplessness, or horror, you may be at risk for PTSD. Symptoms might include trouble sleeping and nightmares, an uncontrollable feeling that the event is happening again, or intense physical or emotional distress when you experience something that reminds you of the traumatic situation. If you find yourself trying to avoid thinking or talking about the past, feeling distance from the people around you, becoming angry very easily, having trouble sleeping, or feeling depressed or hopeless, you might be experiencing PTSD. It is not your fault. PTSD is a natural response to painful memories, but is not something that you have to live with. You can and should seek assistance from counselors who will be able to help you overcome some of these symptoms. If PTSD goes untreated, it can hurt you and the people close to you. To find a counselor, contact one of the organizations listed below this video. They will be able to determine if you're suffering from PTSD, and if you are, they can help you work through it. In the U.S., counselors are a lot like doctors. To receive counseling services, you will call a counselor's office and make an appointment. Once you have made an appointment, it is very important for you to arrive on time. Some counseling services are free, and some charge a fee. If you need to pay for a therapist, find out if your insurance plan will help you cover the cost. Watch the previous video on health insurance if you aren't sure what it is or how it works. When you arrive for your appointment, someone will escort you to a room where you and your counselor will be able to speak in private. Anything you say to your counselor is confidential, which means your counselor is not allowed to share the information with anyone else. This is called doctor-patient confidentiality, and it is a legal rule that allows you to speak freely and honestly with your therapist without having to worry about anyone outside of the room ever finding out what you've said. Your counselor will probably ask you some questions. That is their job, and it will help them understand how to help you. Therapists are not usually allowed to receive gifts from their clients. If your counselor tells you they cannot accept a gift that you bring, it is not because they do not want it. They're not trying to be rude. They're just not allowed to take it. If you want to express your friendship or gratitude, it is enough to simply tell them thank you in person or in a note. Taking care of your mental and emotional well-being is not only important to succeeding here in the United States, but also a crucial part of your overall well-being. If you're struggling with PTSD or just are not feeling well mentally or emotionally, make sure to contact one of the organizations listed below this video.